My co-commentator hasn't come back yet. I think he might have gone to the bathroom to get... Oh, there he is. Hey.
Hello.
Welcome to Skyward Sword Randomizer tournament. We've got our last qualifier here today before the tournament bracket starts. We're going to be getting into this pretty quickly. I don't know if there's a lot to say. This race, both of these runners got a lower score than they'd like to so far, looking to improve it before the tournament starts.
Yeah. Definitely 64 and Flow. Definitely great, respectable runners in their own right. And hopefully gonna put on an interesting race for us. So, yeah. Even though this is the 6th qualifier, I'll still run through all the stuff in case people aren't familiar. Compared to the last tourney, basically, there's been like hints added. The settings have been slightly changed, a bit more reduced to allow these runs to be shorter and, I guess, more compact, so they don't drag on for as long. There's a bunch of new stuff added as well from the last tourney, such as Beetle Shop is now randomized, except in these settings only cheap items are useful, so that's cool, and other things like that. So. Looks like the countdown's starting, so we're gonna get started really shortly. Yes, words are hard. Yeah.
And here we go.
Yep, both runners are off.
And Floha immediately having nunchuck.
Yep. Although I believe 64-bit has music random on.
An issue for him.
Yeah, it should be fine. Yep, 64 with music rando, which is pretty cool, and Flow with the tunic squat. Right, so Fledge is the first mandatory item, giving us a bottle, which may or may not be required depending on the dungeons. Scout Sword does have mandatory checks, which is kind of weird. Sandjet Fire Sanctuary. Okay, the bottle is absolutely required. So, also yeah, lovely dungeons like the two slowest dungeons.
Get out of the way.
Mm.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
This is gonna be a fun race. Though it does make it a lot easier to route in the bottle side quest for Oriel right at the start here.
Yep.
It's just an extra 2 items that they can get with the bottle in the sky and on Skyloft, so it's a nice item to get super early.
Yeah. So yeah, probably gonna run through, as these ones are going through the first Skyloft trip, probably run through the requirements for both dungeons. Sandship requires claw shots, bow, caves key, because that's randomized in these settings. Might require the whip. And the seed shot, whilst it isn't hard required, can be very useful because it's logically required, and if you get it, you don't have to do a bunch of back in time stuff. So that's cool. Fire Sanctuary, probably the large dungeon. Oh yeah, speaking of Casey, there's already Casey on Alan, which I believe Flo got earlier, so that's cool. So yeah, Fire Sanctuary, probably the longest dungeon. Has earrings, bottle, pouch, although we already start with pouch in these settings. What else? Claw shots you can skip, but again, it's very unlikely you will. Other items that you can skip.
RBMs.
Yeah. I think claw shots is probably the most complicated item to skip. So other things you can skip are Mogul Mitts and Hook Beetle. Although again, those items might be required depending on the boss key locations. So yeah, very interesting set of dungeons. And yeah. Right, so the runners are going through Skyloft 1. Skyloft 1 is mostly done from the academy down to either the village or the cave. I guess just about everyone ends at the cave. It's usually going to be the same. Might be slight variations depending on what items everyone gets.
There is a pretty interesting variation going on. Floha's doing the Bizarre route, which I thought I was the only one who did that until I switched recently.
Yeah, I mean, it's a thing you can do.
64 making a bit magic file to help with back in time later. That's why he saved and quit a little bit ago. Floha not opting to do the same though.
Yeah.
It's not required, but it is helpful.
Yeah, absolutely. Back in time in these settings is, or just glitches in general are allowed, except back in time is restricted to just Skyloft. And also item duping with back in time is also banned. So it's back in time, whilst you can skip items, it's not horrifically game breaking like it is in any percent. So you know, runners still do actually have to collect things and beat dungeons and can't just play on the title screen every 5 minutes and beat the game that way, which I think is impossible in. Actually, I don't know if I don't even know if it's possible in Rando. I think it is, but I don't know. Okay, claw shots on. Claw shots on Wyra. I think that's how you
It'll
pronounce
be
the name.
interesting to see if either of our runners end up grabbing that hint stone on Skyloft that is claw shot locked on their way to the cave.
Yeah.
Can't get anything else up there, but there is a hint stone. Might be useful, might not be.
Yeah, and claw shots are probably the most useful item in the randomizer. I guess most useful. They unlock the most stuff. They probably speed up a lot of places. So yeah, 64 not electing to get that. That could be a mistake. That could just be an active decision. Either way, one of the two. He's not getting it. At least not right now.
Does not. Oh no, Floha is going for it.
Yeah, Flo's getting it. Yeah.
We'll see what that hint stone is. We'll see what information 64 is going to be missing.
Yeah. It's entirely possible that he comes back for it later. Tumbleweed. What about this is now verified in 5 minutes and 22 seconds, so definitely a fast verification time.
Very fun item. Oh, 64.
Elden Trial and okay.
Caves. Okay, so that's a location that they have access to now.
Yeah.
The Spirit of the Sword hint telling our runners that caves is a no flow swim with shame.
Yeah. I think 64 is now going back for the hint. Yeah, or maybe not. Maybe just going back. I don't know. He's going back through the cave. So
which is not
it would suggest getting the hint. So we're going to talk about hints anyway. Yeah, it's definitely a hint. So there are way the hero hints, primarily stolen from Ocarina of Time. Basically, if an item that is logically required to beat the seed is in a region, that region will be quote way of the hero. And so in this example, caves is way here, which means that the runners now know that there is an item in the Lineru caves, which logically requires you to beat the seed. So this could be the harp, which is hard required, or could be something else like key pieces in Earth Temple, if that dungeon is required.
Something that you can skip, but without glitches, you'd have to get.
Yeah, basically. There's item checks, which I'm trying to remember off the top of my head. Item checks, which hint to where a certain item is. So progressive sword is on this check, harp is on this check. Check hints, which this should just tell you like what certain checks have. Especially good for like there's like trial hints, which tell you with like all the trials are mandatory. I guess there's also some more hints. Like here we see bomb the wall is I think a sometimes hint, or it might be an always hint. I can't entirely remember which one.
That was Skyloft Village Way of the Hero. Very fun in these settings because there's only one check in Skyloft Village.
Yeah. So with that information, now runners know that Malara's Crystals, which is the only check in Village, has a item which, at the very least, isn't junk. Is at least logically required. And again, it could be the Mogmamits, which might not even be required. It could be the harp, which is very required. It could be the bow, which is very required, and so on. And yeah, so both runners going through the sky right now at the 7-minute mark. Right now, the Lineru pillar is open, and again, these things we only have one pillar. So going to be very interesting if
access to caves and Sansi, but there's nothing they can do in Sansi.
I mean, if they went stupidly aggressive, they could RBM Sandship and go for the one in chest. If they went super aggressive.
I'll have to check what that Lumpy Pumpkin hint was. Hard to tell what's on the chandelier, but whatever it is, 64 has decided he doesn't want it.
Yep.
No pumpkin soup for our runners today. They got the bottle and everything.
Yeah, come on, guys. Maybe Flo will get it. Or maybe not, I don't know. Yeah, depends what it was. Again, we didn't see, because from my point of view, just a bunch of pixels. So, yeah. Also, tornadoes are absolutely a lovely thing in this game, and no one would ever want to remove them, because they're such a vital part of the game, and they bring so much joy and love to literally everyone. Edge King, they're like the pain of everyone's existence. With the increased bird speed.
Because you go really fast in Rando, just as a convenience thing.
As 64 is conveniently demonstrating right now.
Lanayru Mines is barren. What a good hint.
That is a good hint, actually. Because now these runners have core shots, they can just go straight to core shots and... Yeah, 64, please don't.
Worry about Lanayru Mines at all.
Yep, yeah.
64 almost dying to tornadoes.
Yep. Okay, Flo's going to get it. Again, it's like so small, like we can't even see it on the in the commentary booth. SkyLive trial is nothing, and Academy's Way the Hero. The Academy Way the Hero could just be Keepies, not Keepies. Cave's Keep there.
Yeah. So you already have an item that fulfills that, but there can be more than one.
Of course, there can be. For all we know, all of them could be. Okay, yeah, the veg pouch. Yeah, I mean, for all we know, all of the checks in a Way the Hero thing can be Way the Hero. So yeah, we're gonna see Floa get the soup. Pretty cool.
64 doing the Oriel side quest here. It's going to be one item for him now and two more when he goes back to Skyloft.
Yeah.
That is 2 Song of the Hero pieces so far. Little indicative of a maybe Skyloft trial incoming.
Okay, so it looks like the 64-bit is going to Lanayru. Which is...
Oh, with a sick dodge on a tornado there.
I think that it's a good play if it's definitely reading the hints as Caves was Way the Hero. But that's all I think that's all you can really do is just Caves. And the stuff in the main desert, yeah.
Yeah, Fort checks in desert.
Yeah,
Mines
so...
is barren, though, which is such a nice hint.
Honestly, yeah. So that's cool. I don't really know how I feel about this play because, I mean, it's early game. And so, I guess each runner has kind of like their own distinct styles of what they focus on in early game. But at the end of the day, it's normal that you'll end up doing low spherical areas anyway. So, it's very rare to lose a game purely based on the first decision you make. But yeah, we'll see if this works or not. And we'll see what Flo does instead.
Especially with Caves being Way the Hero, like, there's no way that this is a waste of time that the other runners aren't doing. Thunderhead Way the Hero. Oh!
Definitely a very interesting one, especially given the fact that early Thunderhead is a thing that can be happen. Okay, well, you know, that's the way that's the way of the hero.
I was about to comment about going into mines to do early Thunderhead, and then there's Balin.
Yep.
The logical access to Thunderhead. No glitches this time.
Yeah. It's interesting how early Thunderhead has become more like kind of like an on-meta play, because I remember like towards the end of the tournament, a lot of people just kind of saw early Thunderhead as more I wouldn't say like a meme play, but a play that like no one would really do. But now it's like, especially with the hint, but now with like a bunch of other things, early Thunderhead is now like a legitimate thing that can win races. I don't know, it's kind of interesting.
64 setting up a Tentalist skip file here, I think.
Yeah, it looks like it. And flows go back to Skyloft. So we have two runners doing very different things. Interesting to see which one pays off. If there's any difference, because...
This is a very long, cumbersome Tentalist skip file.
Okay, Floa with the bow.
Oh.
And 64 with the sword. So definitely getting...
always a sword there. And then
another sword from Floa.
Okay.
Getting a bunch of we know where 2 swords are in the span of like 5 seconds.
So Pero had a sword and the bow. He's my favorite. He's my favorite NPC. That does give logical access to some more checks on Sand, or illogical, because you'd have to go out of logic to get it. You can get into Sandship. Though without the whip, there's a chance the runners still wouldn't be able to beat it. So I doubt we'll see either runner go to Sandship right now.
Yeah, because to fully clear, not fully clear, to have a chance of beating Sandship, you would still need the C chart from 64-bit side. No, from Floha side, I mean. Floha's the one with the bow, yes. So, there's that.
Floha doing Betrow. How many crystals do they have? 10?
It has 10, yes. I believe 64 has 10 or 15. Don't know if the 5 he got is back.
Just got 5 more.
Okay. But yeah. I don't really know if I'd call any of these plays like aggressive or extremely passive right now, because again, it is kind of early game, and I guess both these areas were, I guess, similar in amount of checks. I guess Linneo had more checks, so on the mathematical side, it makes more sense. Yeah.
Though the Betrow play is a little bit out of the way, but it's not like it's going to hurt him. He is going to probably.
I mean, Betrow is something you'll naturally just do anyway, so it's unlikely to lose him too much time, let alone decide a race.
IN before Betrow Baron.
Okay, yeah. I've never actually seen a Baron Betrow hint. Probably just because of how likely Betrow has to like have items. Okay, should we see 64? I'm immediately going to Thunderhead. Not a bad decision. Pac-Man in chat saying that Sandship right now would be aggressive. Yeah, that would be incredibly aggressive. Like this early, like Sandship early, this early is like
Reasons like that why Yao has a 105 right now for the tournament. Aggressive Sandship, it can pay off.
Yeah, yeah, because in the
Zelda heart piece here.
Yeah, because in the second qualifier, Average Link, who is the person who's got the 105 right now, basically just went into Sandship. He had everything, he just didn't have the whip, and the whip locks, I believe, 2/3 of the dungeon.
65% chance for the boss key to be behind the whip.
And yeah, and Average Link definitely chose right there, as he didn't have to do the Skyward trial to get the whip. So yeah, he definitely was aggressive. He was aggressive in the right way in that seed, and it definitely paid off. And I think that's a big skill in the just randomized races in general, is kind of almost knowing when to be aggressive towards the late game. Because of course, by being aggressive, you're taking a risk, and sometimes you can like be aggressive and it absolutely not pay off. But most runners, most of the time, will be able. Most like of the best runners, most of the time, I mean, will normally be able to read a seed and know when to go aggressive. But right now in the early game,
hero Linneo Caves. I don't know about how long he's putting this off. Because 64 is now an entire region ahead in logic, and Floha does not have a lot to show for. Yeah, there we go.
Okay, Ruby Tablet and Spiral Charge.
2 very nice items.
Yep.
Though without earrings, he still doesn't have access to Fire Sanctuary. Very close, though.
Yeah.
He just needs earrings and some way to reach the back half of Eldon. Which he could do with an RBM, though I doubt it. It's a bit aggressive.
Oh, yeah. I think he just needs once he has earrings, he can. Yeah. If he has earrings, he is technically able to beat Fire Sanctuary. And look, there's earrings.
And
Okay, so
mitts,
Farronwoods. Yeah. Yeah. So if 64-bit goes back to Skyloft, and he was incredibly aggressive, he could technically, assuming Bosky was in the right place, beat both his required dungeons. Technically.
Yeah, and there are 2 swords already. Like this seed is shockingly close to go mode already.
Yeah. Although I've learned from experience that seeds like this tend to have a furious and infamous like sword hunts or harp hunts, or just whatever item hunts. I've had graduate crystal hunts, which is like,
Oh no.
yeah, this is. Okay. Floha going to Lineru. He's likely going to pick up the same stuff that 64-bit has, and 64-bit is going through the sky. I guess likely going to go to Elden next.
Yeah, it's a bit of a shame that he's gonna put off Skyloft, or that he is probably gonna put off Skyloft. I would like to see him go back because he'd have earrings and mitts at that point.
If with the hindsight that we have from Flo, going back will be like the obvious decision, but you know.
Mm-hmm. He doesn't know that.
Yeah.
So he does also have 300 rupees to spend.
But yeah, I guess 64-bit right now is in the lead purely because he has more of a direction on where to seed, on where to go with the seed. But again, he doesn't have earrings, he doesn't have bow, he doesn't have a lot of these things, so I could be entirely wrong, and I guess Floa might be able to catch up really soon. But either way, interesting to see what the runners do next. As you said, Floa is going to just go make his way through Lineru, and likely going to get the same stuff.
His Tentala skip file? I know.
Don't think he did.
Okay.
Yeah, he might have wanted to do that later.
That's. Well, he left at Northeast Desert Entrance, so if he didn't, I'd assume he just forgot.
I mean, I'm not one to assume. Maybe these runners have like a big 5-head play going on.
He will probably be going back to Linear Desert at some point. There are a few things he can't get, so.
Yeah. Yeah, it's kind of a statistical certainty anyway. Also, I think 64-bit is going to. Okay, he's gone back to Skyloft. Obviously, yeah. So he might get the same stuff that Floa has, and he has 300 rupees, so definitely going to be able to clear up the shop and potentially get the earrings, which would be incredibly helpful. And looks like he's definitely get 5 crystals, which is I think this is a very good decision actually, purely because you know, collecting 5 crystals doesn't usually lose too much time. And, you know, in this case, you get 2 extra checks, so not a horrible play. And yeah, Flo just going straight to Sansi. He's able to do, I think, logically, he's able to do, yeah, nothing.
Yeah.
Actually, he literally can't do anything. Okay,
yeah.
Very interesting.
No bombs, no heedle, no whip. He can't do anything here.
Yeah. I don't think I saw him do Linnae Remain, so he might be flying back for it, or might be going somewhere else.
He does not have the sword from Linnae Remain, I believe.
Yeah, no, he doesn't. Okay, Flo is definitely chasing down the way of the hero in this. I'd say this is probably our first majorly aggressive play, because it's not clearing up regions early on. It's more by doing this, he's assuming that Lanayru Desert is maybe not barren, but at least not useful right now.
Which it is, because this will Spiral Charge only locks Gratitude Crystals, and he's not going to get Spiral Charge here.
Yeah.
Oh wait, no, he will. Never mind. I thought 64 had 2 swords for some reason. No, so he will get Spiral Charge.
It might hurt him later on, but honestly, I can see this working out because it's a statistical certainty that will go back, given the fact that, you know, sand chip is required, so I can see him at least getting the sword later on. So 64 getting 2 swords now.
And if he ends up on a sword hunt, that's the first place that's the first thing he's gonna check. It's the first thing in the Nehru Desert.
Yeah. Oh yeah, in the Nehru certainly. Yeah. So definitely an aggressive play from Flo, I'd say. But yeah, and again, I think we've seen And of course, like with I guess depending on what he does next, if he just goes straight back to the Nehru, then he's essentially just dialed back his aggression to be not aggressive at all. But if he then goes to Elden after this, then he's kind of continuing with the aggression, and I guess with our knowledge of what's actually in Lanayru, he may or may not be a good decision depending on, like, obviously if he ends up a sword hunt for a while and doesn't check Lanayru, then obviously it backfires horribly.
Is 64 save scumming his money?
Potentially. I'm more focused on what Flo's doing right now, but honestly, potentially.
He just saved before entering Beetle's
Yeah. Okay, 64 getting the mitts. And likely getting them the earrings as well.
If Floha goes straight to Elden here, he could be. This race is a lot closer now.
Yeah, because Flo I think lost a lot of time. On Skyloft, so yeah. Yeah, exactly like Average Link puts it in the chat. Elden now has 23,577 checks, which is basically 15. I mean,
more than that. It's there's also Volcano Summit, which puts it up to 17, and they can get Waterfall, which puts it up to 18.
I mean, looking at your tracker and seeing the 10 out of 10 and the 5 out of 5 and the 4 out of the 4, it's like, it's a nice sight to see, and it's like, because Elden is such a...
Your tracker comes out of the screen and says, go Elden now. There are 8
basically
checks there that you can get in like 15 minutes.
Yeah, Elden is a very good region for keeping up your check density, because it's got a lot of checks and not much. I guess Lanayru has more checks, but the thing is with Lanayru is that it's very kind of sparse, and so
64 with the loading zone manipulation makes me wonder where he pushed the minecart earlier.
Okay, so yeah, Flo is out of Thunderhead. It looks like he's likely going to do the Spiral Charger Rocks, given by his direction. And 64-bit going to Betrow. I think we've seen Betrow before. We saw Betrow on Flow. I can't remember what it was.
We have not seen Betrow 30 though.
We
Betrow had
haven't.
a red rupee and a heart piece.
Yep. Okay.
But we will be seeing 2 new checks from him.
Okay, first one was just a medal, so nothing useful. Second one's in a chest, because that's how Betrow 30 works. Weird.
Now imagine if in the base game Betrow just handed you the cursed medal without consent. You can no longer open your pouch, have fun. Still nothing on Betrow.
I mean, it wasn't exactly way there, although in a 5000C simulation, Betrow was probably the most likely place in the entire game to have useful stuff, so...
Yeah, Betrow 40 specifically was the most likely check in the game to be useful, so...
Yeah, Betrow is normally pretty useful, but in this one, maybe not. Or maybe Betrow 40 and 50 might have something. Depends.
Oh no, huh?
Yeah, Flo definitely having problems with the tornadoes right now. There's people bit using treasure dowsing, so very interesting strat. That's actually not a horrible strat, 'cause it's like if you point it towards the bird's nest or whatever, where the rattle is in vanilla. If you point it there and it's like treasure dowsing, you can like
that was
decree that it's useless.
Crystal dowsing. I don't think treasure dowsing is even in Rando.
I think it is. Oh no, I remember. I know crystal. I can't remember if it's crystal or whatever, but either way, the
He's using
same thing.
crystal,
The same thing applies. It's like very good strat.
Going back to Thunderhead for Din's power, which remember it's a check that always is hinted.
Is it always hint?
Yeah, Din's is an always hinted check.
Okay. I wasn't quite sure if it's sometimes or always, but yeah, it makes sense if it's always.
I think Flo is going to get mitts before going to Elden here. We'll see if this pays off for him. Let's see what he gets.
I mean, I don't really pay attention to how often hints happen, but yeah.
I just feel like you're about to get 4 hint stones in Elden.
Yeah, four total.
Yeah, like going and checking one always hinted check on its lonesome when you're about to get 4 hint stones.
Yes, CJ in the chat saying that it's always in SGL settings, but actually sometimes in like everything else apparently.
Okay.
Good to know.
Looks like 64 is going to be beating Floha to Elden though.
Yep. 64-bit can actually optimally he can clear his first dungeon. Assuming boss key isn't in front half. So going to be interesting to see if he capitalizes on being able to do that and rushes Vice actually, or chooses to spend a little bit more time working his way up to it with the amount of checks he can do, which is a lot. So he can do all of them minus the item in digging in Volcano Summit.
So 18 checks plus whatever he can do in Fire Sanctuary.
Yeah. Okay, so yeah, shortly after Floho is also entering Elden in roughly the same situation. So okay, Gus Bellows on the first chest.
Required item, because that opens up the way of the hero Malara. Potentially.
Yeah,
required.
it does. Yeah, so logically required. Yeah. But yeah, again, it's going to be interesting to see how many of these runners prioritize, or if these runners prioritize what's it called? Fire Sanctuary. Sorry, my mind stopped working. Adventure Pouch on 64 side. Again, just an upgrade, so nothing much.
That's a little convenience item, but that's about it. Plus, sometimes you don't want it. Because if you find that curse medal, you want your pouch to be full.
Okay.
I just kind of want to see the curse medal in Elden. It'd be a fun way to shake up the routing, because it would lock them out of the last hint stone.
I mean, it would lock them out of the dungeon, yeah. So, would be interesting. Whip on 64 bits, so he can... So all 64-bit is now looking for is a sword and a harp.
Yeah.
Technically.
And maybe Mogmanets.
Yeah, maybe Mogmits and 2 beetles, actually, yeah.
Yeah.
Now, the hardest part of the game, rolling this bomb across the thing. You have to be a little bit quick, otherwise the bomb will kind of blow up. That looks fine. Yeah, there we go. But yeah, 30 minutes in. In terms of items you need to be dungeons, not horrible. Although this can all change with bad boss key, sword, or heart placements.
Things are still subject to change, but the seed looks very fast.
So far. And of course, we do also need the Emerald Tablet as well.
Yeah, you always forget about the Emerald Tablet until you realize you don't have it. It's also becoming...
Yep.
Oh, sorry.
Heart container on 64-bit side. Not useful, but health is good. Health is healthy.
You know, dying's never fun. Our runners are running out of items that they would really like to see on Malara's crystals. I use a beetle for 64, further reducing the amount of potentially.
I think that on Malara right now it can be Sea Chart, Harp, Emerald Tower, but it could also be Mogmitz or Heatle.
Yeah.
So yeah.
And I think they'd probably prefer Harp to Sea Chart as well. Given that Sea Chart's an item they can skip, but Harp isn't.
Yeah.
A nice golden skull.
Yep.
And there's a sword.
So 64-bit really just needs, optimally, just needs the harp.
Here.
Yeah. Interesting, given how little items he can potentially need. Interesting if he goes aggressive here. Yeah. Someone in chat asking, is the music randomized? Yes, it is. That is a setting that you can turn on or off. 64-bit has turned that on. But other runners, myself included, often will keep that setting off.
64 skipping circles. Bad omen.
Yeah, interesting to see if he rushes Malava or kills himself. That's another thing. Yeah, sure. Okay, average thing saying that I'm outing myself as lame. Okay, listen, music rando, it creates too many conflicted emotions. I constantly think about it, and I'd rather not think about the music. I'd rather focus on the game. Just saying. CJ in chat is getting quoted. Nice. Okay, so anyway, so 64-bit as of now looks like he's at the very least going up Eldin or just going to Fire Sanctuary, or just to where digging spots are. He's doing something right. He's definitely not hard rushing Malara. But yeah, not saying this is a bad or good play. I'm just saying, you know, it's a play you can make.
If Malara has the harp, then our runners are in go mode.
Yes, basically, assuming Bosky's in a good place in Fire Sanctuary.
The seed could be very close to finishing, and I'd like to see one of our runners gamble on it, but it is understandable not to.
Okay, scale in the shack, very interesting, and Betray 50 is dead. So, very interesting knowledge.
Check away from Baron Betro, by the way. One check away.
Enjoying this is all just happening like 40 minutes in. Like normally you don't get this close to go mode 40 minutes in.
Yeah.
Yeah, very very interesting to see. Senmu in chat saying this is a Yao seed. I honestly kind of agree.
Yeah, it absolutely is.
So I'll see in chat, does Scouts have any songs like in Ocarina of Time where you walk into a shop and boss music start playing? I believe so, yeah. I mean, we've had boss music on Skyloft before.
It's always fun to leave the academy and instantly be assaulted with battle music.
Yeah. Okay, well there's TMS.
This seed is on something.
So Floha might actually get rewarded for skipping the main body of Lanayru. Very interesting that he's getting rewarded for that aggressive play. Assuming she does that and doesn't go hard aggressive for Fire Sanctuary. Yep, still on Paris Crystals. Okay, boss key is vanilla, so the so the scale still might, not scale. The whip might actually still be required, honestly, depending on where the where keys are. But yeah, it looks like 64-bit is definitely kind of taking this in a more passive way, I guess. I guess you could say this is like aggressive in the sense that he's he's being aggressive in the sense that he's being passive with his routing, so passive aggressive, I guess.
That's a fun way to put it.
Yeah, 64 is being passive aggressive. Yeah. Interesting to see if Flo does the same or just dips to somewhere. Because again, with these few items from Go mode, it's, you know, very interesting to see what these runners are thinking right now.
Floha about to get his master sword here. .64 setting up Death Warp so that you can come back up here after getting these 2 more digging spots. I still think that this race could be over very soon.
It could be. It could be if Hook Beetle isn't required. So again, there's still that chance, and honestly, in recent Siege, we've seen that happen quite often, actually, where Hook Beetle is just required. It's like, yeah, sure. But yeah, Floha definitely, he's got his Master Sword, and definitely, you know, taking the same route as 64-bit, and not going stupidly aggressive at the end, either going for Malara or anything else. Yeah.
Is your audio desynced on 64, or is that just me?
It was desynced for me a while ago, but it's fine now, I think. Yeah, people in chat talking about Breath of the Wild randomizer. I think it's going to be cool. It's of course not going to be a randomizer in the traditional sense, but you know, going to be, you know, it's going to be cool. Okay, Floha making the interesting decision to go back to the sky. This could be the aggressive play that we're being seen. If he goes to Malara or anywhere for that matter. I guess I'd call this aggressive because he's skipping the last 2 checks. But yeah,
He's also leaving Volcano Summit for now.
yeah, so definitely more aggressive than 64-bit here. Either that or 64-bit is like forgotten the village way the hero. But either way. People in
Great for village.
People in chat saying, do we know what Tentless Heart Container is? I don't think we do. I haven't seen it from what I think. 64-bit, don't die, please. Yeah, no, Floha just going to Malara? Or not, going straight past Malara. Why? Or not?
He forgot where Malara lives.
Easily done. I don't know, I mean, when I started running the game, all the houses looked the same.
They are all the same.
I mean, they're colored differently, I guess. So there's that. Sam was saying Malara lives in the dirty house. Yeah, that makes sense. So yeah, Flo doing some cleaning here. Again, I'd say this is aggressive, but it's aggressive in the sense that you're following a lot of the way the heroes.
And there is a chance that this gives him something that he won't need. But
if this is Harp and Bosky's in the second half of the dungeon, then Flo has made a really good decision here.
He's go. Like,
yeah,
we don't know it and he doesn't know it. But if the Bosky's in a good place, he can beat the game.
Yeah. However, if we find Harp somewhere else, then maybe not.
You know, if it's C chart, that's just a nice item to have.
Yeah, C chart will just prevent you from doing all the weird back in time stuff beforehand. So honestly, that wouldn't be bad. The worst case scenario, you get just more digmids, and that wouldn't even be that bad. Okay, C chart here. Okay, so this is either Emerald Tablet as well would be really nice actually.
Oh,
Emerald Tablet.
I forgot Emerald Tablet twice in the same run.
Yeah, Emerald Tablet, Harp, or Hook Beetle. Mogmids actually. So that's like 4 things. Yeah, worst case scenario it's Mogmids because we already know those aren't hard required.
It's under the stool, Floha. The stool by the dresser.
Cleaning is hard. He'll get eventually. It's right there. Yeah, there is. Okay, what's it gonna be? Bomb bag? Okay.
You know, it could have been any of the things we listed, or a completely different item that unlocks.
Game was like, no, I'm gonna make this a random required item or like whatever. Because sure. Okay,
now,
Volcano Summit was the C chart.
This opens up things in Lineru, but it does open up all of Sansi.
Yeah. So yeah, that's very interesting. I guess that didn't pay off for Flo in the way he would like, because again, if he got Harp, that'd be like so much better. But going back for Betro 30, I think? Yeah, Betro 30.
64 is going to be doing this without bombs. It's going to take him a while to get rid of all these hearts.
Oh, dude, yeah, doing this without bombs is like hell, because you just keep hopping.
Flo's not going to get in anything from Betro here. If Betro 40 is rupees, a treasure, or a heart piece, Betro is barren. I would like to point that out. I made the joke earlier, but it's one item away from coming true.
Oh yeah, because you know what that 50 is, yeah. So yeah, at the almost 50-minute mark, we see 64-bit. I guess with the slightly more dungeon-orientated passive, if you could say, routing here, without passive in the sense of not following by the heroes. But I guess he's, yeah, he's going for the dungeons, which I guess is a good decision or whatever. And Flo obviously going for the way the heroes and being aggressive in that sense. Yeah, people in chat saying back in time is that, yeah, in the glitches rule sets that we have is much more, I guess, similar to Wind Waker. However, we do have all glitches are allowed except there are exceptions. Like Skyloft is of course restricted to just Skyloft, so you couldn't go to the sky or in any surface region because that would severely break the game. Or you can item dupe, and those are like the only two things, which make it it makes the game interesting in my opinion without severely breaking it.
I'd love to dupe swords. That'd be fun. But I am not allowed to.
I mean, you can do it in like solo siege if you want. There's no end races, of course. So yeah, 64 doing. I think this is the first iteration of reverse bit magic, so I might as well explain what that is. Reverse bit magic is essentially a fancy term from saying you do something in back in time or apply a scene flag. The scene flag gets applied to your file, and there's Din's power and flows. Yeah, so you essentially just kind of translating scene flags from back in time to the file you have, and because different areas have scene flags which align with other areas. For example, 64-bit just placed down a barrel next to the lunch lady on Fire Sanctuary. That aligns with the map chest being open. So now he's committed it, which means he's just done a temporary scene flag change, which means the map chest. I think it's for back in time more efficiently because crop file.
And no bombs.
Yeah. So basically, he did some stuff from back in time which made the map chest appear. I think now this is called the chest that's like locked behind the second dude, like whatever.
Second magma reward or something.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
It's map chest to me.
Interesting how all the names in Fice actually kind of stuck a lot. Like people still call stuff like Third Small Key or whatever, even though it's not what's called anymore. Flo going back to Linearu, I think he's definitely reading the bomb way the hero. Now, worst case scenario for him, it could only lead to Mogmit, which would be devastating to say the least. But if he follows at least a half, then he's definitely getting rewarded for that. But meanwhile,
who's in the lead now? Because 64, he's getting a head start on this dungeon, but if bombs are hard required, then Flo has a decent advantage in that department.
Yeah. If bombs are hard required, then Flo's definitely, Flo's aggressive nature's definitely paid off.
Not opting to do the boss key RBM.
I mean, he might do it later.
Yeah,
guys, you should have learned from the first qualifier. You can do this. You can do this not the moment you enter the dungeon.
Ooh.
I know that Soundchip Bosky was hinted. I can't remember if Fire Sanctuary. I don't think Fire Sanctuary was unless I read it badly. Okay, people in chat saying it was hinted. Maybe we're just blind or whatever. Okay, 64 are having a bit of trouble here and kind of getting a little bit lost, so could be you don't walk, please. Yeah. Yeah, kind of in a sticky situation. Maybe you might be able to get out of this. Bosky was hinted dead. Okay, interesting. Yeah, we didn't see that. We just saw Sanjay Bosky hint. Because...
Oh, if Bosky is dead, then...
Yeah. Yeah, 64 bit understandably being very cautious about this as he owns 4 hearts, but it definitely works out, so he's definitely able to do that. Yeah.
It's definitely worth learning how to do that without the setup, like lining yourself up on the map. There's the Hook Beetle.
That's a very weird place for Hook Beetle, honestly. So now, 64 can actually full clear Fire Sanctuary, so definitely getting rewarded for that, ow.
Anyone who'd be putting off Fire Sanctuary until finding Hook Beetle is going to be very punished in this scene.
Yeah.
Oh, no. 64 dying to the Liz Alphos here.
Yeah. Not looking...
Hook Beetle. We'll see if he does front half here instead.
Yeah, not looking like the calmest of people right now because, understandably, because, dying there isn't amazing. But yeah, definitely looking like he's doing front half unless he just does this for some reason. Unless it's key smuggling, which would be very interesting.
I don't know what. There'd be no benefit to key smuggling. He doesn't have mark moments, and he already has map chest.
Of course, yeah. Okay, Flo about to do a bomb locked check, so again, if this is harp or something useful, then or if it's harp, then Flo has basically just made like the best gamble of his life. Yeah, definitely interesting to see two runners with like different styles of, I guess, aggression, because we see 64 with a lot more of a dungeon focused aggression right now. But Flo is definitely kind of following the way the hints a lot more. But again, both of these plays could backfire. It just kind of depends where the remaining items are in the seed. I think, but that's normally what aggressive plays come down to, is usually the items in the seed. Okay, Bluebird Feather, that's not exactly useful.
He's still got 2 bomb lock checks here, and he also has Fancy still. Oh,
Okay, boss key is not locked by Hook Beetle, so yeah, and maybe 64-bit is just going straight to the boss door or something. Maybe he's being aggressive in that sense. Okay, Flo saving quitting.
Making a tentacle skip file, probably.
Yep. Also, nice Pac-Man in chat trying to predict where Bosky was, except Bosky appeared 5 seconds later.
We are still missing 5 hint stones. There's a lot of hints.
Yeah, there's still a lot that could be hinted. Harp could be hinted for all we know, and that's really the only thing that our runners are looking for. Flo probably going to Sandsea to skip his retreat, because he can full clear that now, actually, so yeah, not bad decision.
Scale was hinted in the shack, yeah?
Yeah, Scale, yeah.
Only opens one thing right now, because our runners still don't have the Emerald Tablet, but...
Yeah, I don't think these... Unless Mogmits are here, unless Mogmits are in Skipper's Retreat locked by bombs, I don't think that bombs were the logical locking of Skippers. Okay, 64-bit doing another iteration of reverse bin magic, this time collecting a crystal which lines up with a statue being checked, which is like right outside the boss door, so he's going to be able to essentially just fly there.
No,
but yeah,
see, the bombs, that Hook Beetle was not bomb locked, right?
It was Mogmit's locked.
Mogmit's locked. Oh no, Flo, he's probably gonna get mitts here. Either that or Emerald Tablet, which leads to mitts, which would be great for him. But...
I mean, Emerald Tablet is always a good find. In fact, no, Emerald Tablet would be a great find, because then you won't have to look around for that.
But whatever he's getting from bombs is either going to lead to mitts.
Senra making the call that both heart containers have have Emerald Tablet and Harp, respectively. That'll be interesting. Okay, 64, not even going to, not doing the thing that he was doing, not going to complete the dungeon, but instead chasing away the hero that Flo's doing. Very interesting play. Yeah, I think from his perspective, he's hoping that it's like Harp or Emerald Tablet. So, yeah.
He knows he's realistically one item from Go mode. 2. I keep forgetting about Emerald Tablet.
Yeah, 2 items from Go mode. Yeah. Okay, first chest. Slingshot.
Ah, yes, everyone's favorite item. It beeps
I mean,
at you until you decide to equip
it speeds things up though.
Floha should probably be careful with these Phoenixes here.
Mm.
They can hit you out of these cutscenes. You just die to that.
Yeah, 64-bit going to get the Way the Hero item on here, which we know is the bomb bag out of all items. Could have been Emerald Tablet, could have been a Harp, could have been anything that's like actually like hard required. No, it's the bomb bag. Yeah, Flo using the bow to take out these Phoenixes. Honestly, that's actually a really good idea, which I haven't thought of yet. Does need to be good at aiming, though, to do it. Which, you know, Flo makes good work of.
I always shoot those Phoenixes down. They've killed me too many times.
Mm. Okay, 64 done with cleaning here. Now we're gonna get his bomb bag. Silver rupee.
Still nothing here from Floha. You will be getting scale.
Yeah, if
at least.
Yeah. Remember, this isn't the only bomb locked area in the entire game. Obviously, we still got like the 2 bomb lock checks in Farron. You know, if we ever find the Emerald Tablet. And yeah, well, it could just be locking scale, and that'd be way here. I don't know. Very kind of confusing to what this leads to.
This scene looked very close to done, but you know, as you said, things can always get wonky.
I feel like you've been saying that for the past 30 minutes. I mean, you're not wrong.
Yeah, no, and I you know, and you said things can get wonky real fast.
Yeah.
They definitely did.
Yeah, I mean, this is the type of seed that can either be done in the next 5 minutes, or it can be go mode in like 5 minutes or an hour, just purely depending on. Okay, well, that was weird on 64's end. He should have skydived, but didn't. Game broke. Yeah. But yeah, no. This seed could just can have a nice Harp and Emerald Tablet placement or not. So Semver in chat game gonna be game. Couldn't be more true. Yeah, Flo having a bit of trouble with this diving here right now, because diving here was kind of weird. It like makes you have no speed and then makes you have a lot of speed.
Yeah, right when you get above the platform, it tries its absolute best to throw you away from it.
yeah, no. I was saying that he jumped not towards Rattle. That makes sense. He's gonna get, I think, Din's Power. This was, yep. And a green rupee, you know, because you didn't know what that was, but you know, it's 1 rupee. Go figure.
Clearly, he didn't know. He doesn't have it yet. He knows he doesn't have it. Floha dying. Okay, he did enter the shack though, so this isn't
Yeah.
the worst outcome in the world. Could be a lot worse. I've died
It's
like that.
64 going to. I guess it looks like so. Okay, likely Lineru, I guess. Which makes sense because a lot of that is bomb locked.
Chasing
But
the
yeah.
same things that Flow is.
Yeah, both these runners are chasing away the
arrows.
arrows.
This is the bomb locked area.
Yeah.
Until they find out. So, this is it.
Okay. So I guess that means scale.
Unless it is talking way in the future, harp on bomb lock checks or something.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Bomb lock checks in Farron.
Couldn't be the requirement for Fire Sanctuary, could it? Because we already know that Bomb Wall is. Or was it hinted for the?
Hook Pickle, which is always
I know
magically
that-
required, was.
Yeah.
And
I know
Mix
that's.
too.
I know that Bomb Wall check was junk, but I can't remember. Was that a small key or was that just regular junk?
Monk of stamina.
Yeah, we see either that or scale. So, but yeah, these runners definitely chasing away the hero. Which I would class this as aggressive, because again, for all these guys know, this could just be leading to Mogmits and everything they need could just be right in the dungeons. Yeah, okay, CJ and chat confirming that Bomb Wall was a small key, so yeah, they could just be, honestly, it looks like that they're just kind of, counting on not that, basically. Well, not counting on not that, because I don't know, I'm speaking weirdly. Basically, they're, following something which might not even hold items, but just kind of be a requirement to get items, if that makes any sense. Yeah, no, yeah. Yeah, I think we finally see what was Betro 40. Yeah, Betro was
Baron.
It was
Betro
basically Baron. Yeah.
I made the joke and it was Baron. Oh no.
Raid, you should probably put down the spoiler log. Okay, 64 doing the secret passageway chest. I think plugged this. I can't remember if he did. I'm pretty sure he did.
I didn't see it, but I've been assuming he did because he's been playing as if he did.
Good ball. Yeah, well, I mean, I think that there's only 2 Baron hints in the entire hint system in SGL settings, at least.
I'd love to see the Betro Baron hint pop up, but don't know if it was placed or not.
My own place is like a kind of really obscure thing. Okay, flow is something that may or may not be required. Harp.
The harp.
Harp. Okay,
on,
flow is.
Go beat the game. Flow. Oh wait, he doesn't have Emerald Tablet. I forgot again.
Yeah, Emerald Tablet. Yeah. He's very close to go, but honestly, if I were him, I'd probably just go do the 2 dungeons like immediately. Would be aggressive in that sense, but honestly, yeah, honestly depends what Flow's gonna do right now.
Looks like he's gonna.
Honestly, Harp seems to be in Shed way too many times. Like, I did a seed recently that was Harp on Shed. In a tournament match which happened in the last tournament, it was on Shed. It was on the Shed in the match I played. It's like it's been there way too many times for it to be random. Yeah, Average Link saying that Emerald Tablet online name shop. Okay, very interesting. 64-bit going here and doing Fire Sanctuary. So it definitely. My throat just died then. Yeah, that he's kind of. It looks like 64's kind of torn on doing Way the Hero and dungeon completion, which honestly is like a thing you can do. I mean, if Emerald Tablet's here, then it'll definitely pay off, but really just kind of depends if you honestly 64-bit has to go to
He has to go to Sansi and do it.
Yeah, has to go to Sansi. Yeah, yeah.
It has to happen.
Yeah, I think Flo's gonna get definitely rewarded for that, at least somewhat.
This is. I would like to point out that without Farron, this is the only non-trial harp blocked check. So there's a really good chance that this has progression too. Because Flo is running out of logical progressions. Now, C-Chart is on Volcano Summit, which gives him logical access to Sandship. But I do like getting this check. It's new, and it's very likely to have something he needs. Doesn't take a lot of time, too.
Also, 64-bit has the Master, or 2 Master actually, so this fight's gonna be a bit faster than normal. Because Gerim 2 is a damage-based boss, so yeah. Okay, Adventure Power on Flow, so that's not useful.
But does he have anything left on Skyloft? I think he's totally done with Skyloft.
I think he is, yeah. So, yeah, it just depends where he goes next. First medal.
Oh, it's pouches full! Floha's gonna regret getting those pouch upgrades now.
I mean, I guess at that point you wouldn't really need a pouch slots because bottle would already be used.
Well, I'm sure our runners are gonna want to grab fairies for Horde.
I mean, yeah. It looks like Flo is going to Elden, I guess likely doing Fire Sanctuary, but I don't know. Okay, nothing at the end, so yeah. Now I think 64-bit is in a kind of awkward situation because he could go back into Fire Sanctuary and do the entirety of it, and it looks like he's probably going to do that actually. But Fire Sanctuary is not a short dungeon, and you can waste a lot of time here if it's absolutely nothing. But I guess that's true for every long area, but you know. I don't know, I guess you just keep... I feel like you tend to lose time in dungeons than anywhere else, but that's just me.
Logically, all that Floha has is the boss key in Fire Sanctuary. And then these checks in Elden. So when he gets these checks, logically the only thing that he has left to do is Sandship, right?
Yeah.
It'd be interesting to... It's an interesting idea if you get the C chart, but instead of doing Fire Sanctuary, which is right in front of you, you go where the game seems to be telling you to go instead. Which, you know, it could just give you mitts and you could just get screwed, but...
Yeah. Okay, so Flo is doing these now, these checks. Was it Flo or 64 that put these off earlier? I think it's Flo that put them off, I think, so... not gonna be saving time there from his aggressive play he made earlier.
He made a lot of those aggressive plays, but,
yeah.
you know, if you just go back and get the things later...
Yeah, like in Linneu, he just ended up going back for the main desert anyway, and so, you know, that's why he's got TMS.
Though, I will say that he's done a lot less dipping and re-entering locations than 64 has.
Yeah, honestly, yeah. So, I guess in terms of routing, it might have actually been a good call to be aggressive at those moments. But I feel like the race will kind of be... maybe not decided, but at least very least determined by the placement of the Emerald Tablet.
My money's on Sandship. Oh, that was close.
And Pac-Man and Cher saying he wants to be in the Navy trial.
That'd be a pretty good option too. I agree.
I mean, yeah. I mean, it would kind of suck because it's the only song they don't have right now.
So, I mean, at this point, the only advantage that 64 has over Floha is what he's done in Fire Sanctuary. But he's done it so sporadically that you know, he hasn't really made a lot of progress.
I guess if there was a useful item in at least the first half, it'd probably be Emerald Tab actually, because we know it can't be Mogul Mitts because it's like
I genuinely hope for 64's sake that he doesn't get the Emerald Tablet in first half here, because then he's gonna go clear Farron. And if Emerald Tablet is here, then logically
he might.
completely unrequired.
No, if well, I actually yeah, he's still looking for Harp. That's a good point. Yeah. Okay, small key there. Yeah, it's very interesting seed.
Because the way the logic dictates, Sandship is going to have Magma Mitts. That's just a thing.
Where was the scale hint as well? I don't know if 64 got it actually. Now I think about it.
I don't know what Hintstone Floha would have that 64 won't.
I'm pretty sure that they both got the hint.
So.
I mean, maybe he's not thinking that specifically is where the hero.
Floha's about to get it.
Yeah. Flo, you need to go
You're not
up a bit
close
more.
enough, Flo. Flo,
Okay,
you gotta go
the
up.
map. Oh no, he is a little bit. Barely.
We doubted. He believed.
Yeah. Okay. Bosky chest is dead and Lake Floyd chest, yeah. This is already a thing. Yeah, so I feel like from 64's end, the correct thing to do in terms of aggressive play would just be to just rush the dungeons at this point and just hope that Emerald Tablet is somewhere there.
I mean, because if he gets Emerald Tablet here in
yeah. Oh, and Harp as well.
Sanctuary, and he ends up clearing Farron looking for Harp, this race is probably over.
Hmm.
Because Floha, in the way that he's going right now, he understands that Farron has nothing. If he finds Emerald Tablet and Fire Sanctuary, like you can work that out.
Yeah. Yeah. So I guess because Flo has the Harp, he's like even more so. I'd like expect him to just dungeon rush at this point, but. Again, it kind of depends how passive / aggressive these runners want to be right now. But again, this is definitely. I think we're starting to get into late game territory, even though only an hour and 50 minutes in, which I guess is kind of, you'd expect that from these settings.
So Emerald Tablet or Mitts, one of those things has to be in a dungeon. And Mitts can't be anywhere we haven't checked Fire Sanctuary yet.
Seasonal going outside.
Oh, he's gonna use the statue to get further into the dungeon.
Likely, yeah.
And third small key was hinted, right?
It was, yeah. I believe for a small key.
Floha's probably not gonna end up getting Hook Beetle here.
I mean, maybe if he decides to do
he doesn't have
the bit warp later on.
Yeah. Because if he
okay, no, 60
yeah.
64 just going to looks like Lenaru. Again, this is like I guess, dungeon rushing from 64's end. But yeah, very aggressive and can potentially pay off, especially if the Emerald Tablet is where he's going to go next.
There's still something he hasn't checked in Fire Sanctuary though, right? He didn't check Plats, right?
Yeah, he didn't check a decent chunk of back half, so.
Well, it's Plats and Staircase is what he has.
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
Floha key smuggling? Why?
I mean, we'll see in a minute. Okay, make a tentless skip file. Good decision.
able to die much faster with the bomb bag here. I still don't know if I fully understand Floha's routing here.
I mean, what he's doing is something you can do. There's no doubt about it. So 64 going into Santi, either going to Shipyard or Skippers.
Here's hoping he doesn't just go into Sandship. Because Emerald Tablet is either going to be on Plats or Staircase, or it's going to be in Sandship.
Okay, likely going to be going to Skippers first. Okay, yeah. So, I guess it's good that he's going to get the scale, because we know in the commentary booth that it looks the harp, so... He's, assuming he goes to Skyloft at some point soon, he's not going to lose too much time.
But the biggest difference here is that Floha, as soon as he finds the Emerald Tablet, he's go. And
Yeah.
there's no way he's clearing Farron. Can't say the same about 64.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah.
Which is, yeah.
Yeah, Flower doing more back in time. Not entirely sure what he's doing here, but probably something. But basically all the run.
RBM and then the Bitworm. What did he mean by this?
Yeah.
Wait, no. Why would he be using the Motion Plus then? He's doing map chest RBM, right?
Oh no, he's yeah, actually, yeah, doing it out of the crop file. Yeah, both runners just doing something that the other guy's already done, pretty much. Although Flo might check the back half of Earth Temple.
In which case, that Fire Sanctuary death meant a lot more than we could originally tell.
Yeah, I think 64-bit has just suddenly become really aggressive right now and just kind of, again, without checking most of Fire Sanctuary and just kind of going straight to Sandship, which might pay off. Might also just not pay off.
Vernix sniping 64's air out of the air there. What's the point of doing map just RBM with the... Does it also bring down the flames?
No. Actually, I don't think it does, actually, no.
Well, the chest is going to be there, but you won't have access to it.
Mm-hmm.
Getting scale now.
Yeah.
If he
The
reads
pleasure.
the hints right, this should tell him that Harp is going to be behind scale once he finishes Sandship.
Yeah, although can be as we said, can be dangerous for him if he finds Emerald Tablet and goes looking there.
Mm-hmm. But Way of the Hero Bombs has to be pointing to that item.
Yeah.
So.
Well, look, it could just simply be pointing to the fact that there's a small key in vertical small key chest.
Was that never hinted?
That was hinted. That small key was hinted a while back.
Oh, and there was a small key. Oh.
I didn't actually see if it was a small key, but chat confirmed there's a small key. Or I guess confirmed in the way that chat confirms things.
Yeah.
Well, I think that 64 is like either he's thought, okay, well, some of these might be bomb locked, so there might be something useful here. Or he just thought they might be able to go mode Sandship if he gets lucky and find Emerald Tablet here. Or he's leaving. And he's going to either to Skyloft or somewhere. Yeah, I think he's definitely following this way the hero a lot, so that's definitely very, very aggressive.
Gonna pay off?
I mean, yeah. As far as we know, it's gonna pay off. But he still needs Emerald Tablet. Which may or may not be in the checker, which Flo is doing right now. So if it is, that's kind of bad.
The animation scared me.
Yeah, the animation, honestly.
Alright. I'll probably see him check plats.
Yeah, I'll likely see Flo check plats. 64's gonna get a half and get somewhat rewarded for this. So yeah, very cool.
Has Flo done the RBM? He doesn't.
Might have done earlier. Either that or he's gonna just dig a hole and gonna be very sad. Oh, he's being very sad. Yeah, then he realizes.
His face on the webcam, that was pretty good.
Yeah.
Alright, so we'll probably see him key smuggle right now.
Yeah. I think he has to reset, 'cause I think he's kind of stuck. Oh no, he can get to the other side, just can't get all the way over there. I mean, if I were him, I'd probably just reset this point. Or Death Orb, actually, that's another thing you could do.
But he is key smuggling, it looks like. Which gives him access to the boss key. That chest that he skipped if he takes a very roundabout path. But this gives him access to nothing besides that. Which makes me wonder why he key smuggled to begin with.
I was saying.
He's realizing something.
Yeah, interesting to see what he does next.
See a quick plats RBM here. And with this, we will know the location of the Emerald Tablet. Which puts 64 ahead, if this is not Emerald Tablet. Pretty significantly, because then they've done the same things, except 64's beaten 5
Yeah,
6.
so 64 definitely interesting way the hero chasing and being very aggressive at certain points, but looks like it's going to pay off in the sense that he might not do he's definitely not going to be checking with a bunch of Farron actually. So yeah, wouldn't you know? Or sometimes not prioritizing dungeons actually helps. Sometimes, rarely, but now apparently.
Almost never.
I
Oh,
mean, again, way the hero was like pointing to some direction, so it worked out. Yeah, now it looks like he's gonna do his dungeons and hope that Emerald Tablet is there. So,
which we
kind
know
of,
it is.
yeah.
Floha deciding to bit warp.
Yeah, so yeah, if Emerald Tablet is in Sanchip, which at this point looks pretty likely, then 64-bit is definitely kind of... He's been going aggressive pretty much flawlessly in this run.
I don't know about that. The amount of times he entered and re-entered and left and re-entered Fire Sanctuary.
I mean, I guess that's true,
He
but in
made
terms
the right
of...
choices at the end here, but...
Yeah. Like, please don't mess this up, please.
That's no, he's gonna stop.
Flo, line yourself up, please.
No.
You are the Flo. You are the opposite of lined up right now.
Okay.
Okay, he did it anyway.
He had like 12 bad angles and then snapped to the correct one.
Yeah, plot twist. Harm off restream is just light years off everyone and just wins.
I mean, we saw how it happens. You know, it's
Yeah.
you follow the way of the hero and you stick to it and you play what's it called? You play Fire Sanctuary normally, get the boss key, warp to the boss. Like you can skip a lot of the scene, but
Yeah. And yeah, I guess CJ says in chat, Bombag was skip a ball. Yeah.
I don't know what's going to give you the inclination to go to Sansi. No, Flo not
Yes,
getting
Senra, you now
Flo
have
not
to
getting-
track three streams.
I was about to question why Flo didn't get bottle check there, but that is very nice for him actually, because it's going to keep him out of a dead section of. Oh no. He has attained Skyloft.
Yeah, I mean this is fine. Just loses a lot of time. Oh, actually if he just dies, it's fine. And then he goes back to.
You know who I learned that you can die and respawn after doing this from?
Who?
Zelds.
Interesting.
Zelds is the person who told me that you could die. Like I'd just been going back to the dungeon.
I know that I did been going back dungeon for a while. I can't remember who told me, but I think. Yeah, I can't remember who told me this. I want to say someone like Jim or something. Yeah. I can't remember who told me, but yeah, sorry, yeah. I mean, I didn't for a while, but because I've been playing the game for a while, you know, I learned that a while back, I guess. CJ saying, I'm an old person, yeah. I'm practically a boomer as far as, like, the community is concerned. Alright, small key for 64.
Probably just gonna go get the boss key real quick here, and then start looking for Emerald Tablet.
Oh yeah, because the boss key is basically vanilla, yeah. Good point. Honestly, I'd probably just do it right here as well, because, you know, you'd have to eventually. Might as well do it now.
Senseless Heart Container has not been hinted yet, right?
I don't think it has. Yeah.
So
Oh,
there's
CJ in chat making the distinction. 64 was a boomer, I am old. Okay, yeah.
Okay. So, there's still the chance that Emerald Tablet is on Tental's Heart Container,
Oh, yeah.
which could end in tragedy.
Okay, well, this is kind of scary from 64 bits. Yeah. No, yeah, no. Yeah. If they do Tendler skip, then yeah.
You know, still unlikely, and there's still a place it could be in Fire Sanctuary.
Flo finding it and having like being really relieved because you know he didn't get Hook Beetle, so yeah.
I think he's going to enjoy the divine comedy that is the Hook Beetle location.
I find it weird how Average Link is essentially a rando baby, yet he's like essentially one of, if not the best player in the world right now.
Oh yeah, no, he's climbed since he started in. He only started a few months before me.
Mm. Okay, Vanilla Busky. Yal, I think you're overthinking this too much. Anyway, back to
There
game.
are some tragic potential Emerald Tablet locations here.
Senra, you're just the tracker, I guess. Yeah, but no, go back to what we said. Yeah, no, there are like absolutely some really bad Emerald Tablet placements. Yeah. I guess now that, like, I guess it depends what Flo does, but yeah. I mean, we still don't know for certain where Emerald Tablet is, but there's, like, a lot of bad places it could be right now.
I think my favorite is Planets.
Yeah, 64-bit is just essentially just looking for the Emerald Tablet right now. That's the map.
Bonita. He has a lot of sandship checks to go through. I think he'll probably find it in Treasure Room or in the Brig, but you know, keep it interesting. Put it on plats.
Oh yeah, cause actually, yeah, Flo didn't actually check plats. Oh god, yeah, no, that would be horrible. Both are reached. That's one situation where Harm could come out with the unexpected dub. He checks plats and therefore wins.
I think anyone who did sandship first in this seed has a huge advantage.
I mean, maybe, but also depends if like Emerald Tablet is here, then maybe not, because they might get based into the entirety of Linearia then. Although I guess it just kind of depends if/when they went to Skippers. But yeah, I guess 16-4 and Flow are kind of largely the same routing, I guess. Okay, Flow getting got by the Curse Medal. Yeah, standing in chat saying Flo getting meddled. Honestly, yeah, plats would be so bad for these runners. It's incredibly unlikely, but it's like a possibility. And number one rule of Rando, if you put something off there, something useful there. That's just how it works. Everyone knows that's how it works right now. Unless you're Yao, but, you know, Yao. There's an exception to everything, and Yao is that exception here.
Never punished.
Actually, yeah, honestly.
Alright, we're gonna see Flo go to Sandship now. trailing a little
Yeah,
bit.
probably, yeah. I don't really see where else he would be going right now, because he's pretty much just done everything.
Flats.
I guess you could go back for Plats if he's, like, being really thorough.
What does have to be, like, 100% has to be on...
Okay, no, he's going...
Magma
He's being safe and doing the rest of Thunderhead.
That's fair.
Yeah.
You know, we know it's
I mean,
a
if...
Luthor, but
yeah.
he doesn't.
I mean, yeah. I mean, honestly, in his situation, you know, if you did the entirety of, like, everything else except this, and this ends up being immortality, you probably just kick yourself, honestly, and just go, oh, well, I could have done this, like, half an hour ago. So, yeah. Respect the play here.
We will be seeing magma mitts in Sandship somewhere. This is the only place they can be.
Mm.
Here's our big moment of truth. This is Seed about to be over.
Oh yeah, because we're coming up to the treasure room right now, which has like 5 checks, so very check dense. Like the check per minute in here is like something small or whatever.
Very descriptive.
I can't be bothered to work it out right now. Okay, just number 1.
Drum roll.
Okay, there it
is. Don't even bother with the other checks. Yeah, just death warp.
Yep.
It's the first one. Well, I think you know, Flo had an advantage for a little while, but he should be finishing not too far behind 64.
Yeah. And we're likely going to see Tentacle skip as well.
Mhm.
Yeah, Flo going safe for getting shield and other stuff. Yeah, makes sense. Yeah, unless like unless Harm snipes somewhere, it's very likely that 64-bit will get the 100 points here.
Pulls a Jazz next.
Oh yeah, yeah. Yeah, but because there's only 3 players here, the winner of this will get 100 points. And I think all these runners except Harm have already done a seeding race, so their final score won't be 100, but they'll be at least closer to it.
You know, if Harm snipes, he kicks me and you out of top 4. Or he kicks me out of top 4.
He does actually. He becomes 3rd seed if Harm wins this. Harm, please don't win. Harm, I'm begging you, please don't.
You don't want the Yal side of the bracket?
No, thank you. Well, actually, is that better? I mean, right now, if the bracket stayed where it was, I'd face Jasnix, then Jim, then probably Yal. So, swings and roundabouts. Why don't I get my chips? Anyway, but yeah, 64-bit doing somewhat complicated sequence of back in time stuff, which essentially just allows you to skip the entirety of the Tentalus fight, which I think this is the only boss fight you can skip. I think you can't skip any of the others.
All of the other Crest RBMs don't work. It's only because Tantalus's boss fight takes place in the same room as the Crest.
Ah, yeah.
If you RBM the Crest, then... Should be fun. Was a tad early, but you know, there's window. You've got space to wiggle it. Floha did not ever get Northeast Desert. I just looked over and saw him grabbing it just now.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Interesting. No, he has to just go to Sandship now, right?
Yeah. Very likely. Interesting music as well for Tentalus.
No, don't do it, Floha.
He doesn't have the song, so he can't, even if he wanted to. He's going back to Sky. Or maybe maybe flying back. He's either doing that or making a terrible, terrible decision.
Floha, please just...
At least from what we know.
I feel like at this point, he doesn't realize. Like, why would you choose to do a trial over Sandship? I mean, he's doing it. He's going to do Sandship.
Yeah.
But
maybe he didn't even do that. Maybe just randomly put out the harp and was just deciding what to do.
hold
I
out
don't
the
know.
harp and then checked his inventory to see if he had the...
Yeah. I mean, I'm not judging. I've done dumber things.
Same.
Okay, 64-bit entering endgame now. So, you know.
There is a decent length dungeon in between our two runners here.
Yeah. So unless 64-bit horrifically fails endgame, Flow might take this then. But yeah. I guess it depends how quickly Flower can A, find the Emerald Tablet, and B, just kind of, you know, do everything. And again, Harm could just snipe from, just like from the shadows.
Last second wasn't even planning on doing the tourney Harm third seed.
Please no. Flow forgetting how Sandship works.
Pretty good amount of hearts, though leaving an entire region unchecked is not going to do great things.
Actually, yeah, no, if we use a different version for the bracket, this might be the last time we see this in, like, a competitive match, because this cutscene recently got, deleted, basically.
Poor Goose. I'll miss you.
Mm.
I'll also miss having time to cool down before immediately getting thrust into the triple boss gauntlet. Like, oh, you just beat Gira 2, time to go fight Girahim 3. Though I don't miss this. I won't miss this.
Yeah, Floha looks like he's having a bit of trouble with the master. I mean, everyone does that. So, you know, it'd be like that.
Yeah, and the longer the seed dragged on, the lower Floha's advantage got.
Yeah.
The less time he lost to stuff like that, or the more time he lost to stuff like that. He did have an advantage at one point, though. Like, this race, it was looking very close.
Mm.
And if Emerald Tablet had been on Staircase Chest, this would be a very different outcome.
Yeah. Or had 64 just not gone to SkyLive. If he just stayed in a sand chip, then...
That's what I fully expected to happen, too. Like, good on him for clearing out that way of the hero.
Yeah, I think it's got extra aggressive near the end and just was like, you know what, right, I'll just follow the scale, because why not? And, you know, definitely paid off.
As long as we don't have any tragic deaths here, we should see 64 finish before the 2-hour mark.
Yeah. You
Which
do that.
For a fair and go mode seed is disappointingly long. But yeah, that's what happens with Fire Sanctuary and Sandship.
Okay, Floha now with the small key. Probably, maybe going to get the buff key now. 64 getting cold skip quite nicely there. And still has a lot of health, so looking up, although, again, if these guys give you bad RNG, it can just be all over like that.
Yes, They know that you're just going to keep spin attacking them, they've learned.
Okay, yeah, bad. Oh yeah, this is like not amazing RNG. Oh, this actually kind of sucks. Yeah, as you see, just lost like all of his health almost.
He did get a fairy though.
Yeah.
So if
that's
he
good.
hadn't, but it's not over.
Yeah.
He's got it.
Full pouch saved him.
Oh yeah, no, if you get Curse Metal.
Yeah. I don't think Flo has it anymore. He took it out.
And it would take a particularly brave and powerful Bokoblin to billy him twice here.
Yeah.
So.
Unless there's 2 billies here, which would suck.
Or 2 brave and powerful Bokoblins, that is also. TMS though.
Yeah, the fact that both these runners have TMS is, like, definitely makes it a lot better.
The fact that both of these runners had TMS at, like, the 30-minute mark.
Yeah, honestly.
Floha, you have to open the door.
Opening doors is hard. Interesting use of the Skyward stab on Flo's end.
Can't say I've ever seen that one before. It works though.
Flo getting the boss key, so now just looking for the Emerald Tablet, and if he routes us well, we'll be able to find this soon.
You should be finding Emerald Tablet about when 64 finishes. Assuming he just plays through the dungeon and doesn't rush Tentulus.
Mm-hmm.
Good trouble with the spin attacks there, but still pretty clean gear him 3, phase 2.
Okay, coming up to Demise, 155. Unless he completely bombs a Demise, definitely gonna get a good seed and a good time here. Again, unless Harm snipes him at like the last minute, which is always a possibility.
Now, the seed had a lot of room to maneuver around both of these runners, basically as close to a full clear as you're gonna get. When you're going on his Emerald Tablet. Interesting routing this puzzle from Flo. I assumed that he'd realize that it was the present and go back. He's actually he left the map chest without changing it back to the past.
Alright. 64-bit leg finishes with a time of 1:56.44 and first place. So GG, he'll take his 100 points quite nicely, and will be factored into his score. So that's cool.
No third seed harm Jan today.
Yeah, maybe might be getting an interview with him soon. Yeah, very interesting seed. I think that towards the end, 64 definitely made a lot of aggressive decisions, and a lot of them really paid off.
But
yeah, interesting to see what he thinks about it.
On those decisions later too, And both
Yeah.
Decided to skip things, and besides the 2 checks in Fire Sanctuary, we both ended up going back for those things anyways.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Well, I think especially Fleur made a lot of aggressive decisions early on, but had to go back a lot. He joins. GG.
Yo.
Oh jeez, you're quiet.
Yeah, this was interesting seed. Fire Sanctuary routing was a complete mess. But that's mostly because I died to the double Dark Lizalfos fight.
Yeah.
TMS no less. Just somehow my target wound up on the wrong Lizalfo, so I just spun attacked the air, and then I tried to reset it, and then I just got murdered.
Yeah.
The seed would have looked very different if Emerald Tablet had been on Plats or on Staircase.
I was
Yeah.
so afraid of that the entire time.
We were afraid of it being on Plats because we don't know it's on Plats still.
Flo didn't check that.
Yeah. So I was so... I mean, I was like halfway like... So when I found the small key in sand chip, I'm like going towards that chest like, please don't let the small key be right here. And of course the small key was right there. So I'm like, if Emerald Tablet is not in treasure room, I'm about to waste a ton of time. But thankfully, Emerald Tablet was right there, so...
Yeah. One thing that we noticed that could have been scary was, had you not gone to Skyloft, we feel like it would be entirely possible that you would have just got the Emerald Tablet, and because you wouldn't have gone to Skyloft, you wouldn't have had the harp, so just been looking in Farron for the harp a lot.
Yeah, but yeah, like I was kind of thinking about that, but like, I mean, the reasoning why I went back to Skyloft was because I was like, if I can avoid having to fight Tantalus, then I want to avoid fighting Tantalus. So it just happened to. So I'm like, I know the scale's there, so I'm gonna just save scum that check, and well, it turned out to be harp. So I'm like,
the battle cat's logic. Yeah, I'm going to do anything but sand shift so that I can do Tantalus good.
I mean, yeah, it paid out. I think that like the biggest difference between you and Flo this was just like how you made a lot of your aggressive decisions, because both of you made aggressive decisions at different points in the run. But I think Flo made a lot of his decisions a lot earlier, and like again, you basically went for like the shed chest, and that like really paid off. And meanwhile, I think Flo early on decided to not do the main desert of Lanayru, and kind of just I think on Lanayru, like on his first Lanayru visit, just skipped that entirely. But he had to come back later because he had bomb bag
it twice anyway. So.
So that sort of thing didn't really win him much time over. But again, something like getting the harp on like just a random check definitely did.
Where Floha, pulled ahead a little bit by skipping things, but then he went back and did them anyways.
Yeah.
GG.
That's really the biggest difference, yeah.
Really clean Horde gear and demise as well.
yeah, I mean the G3, I was not happy with the second phase because
you got hit once, and you missed because you missed a spin attack, I believe.
Yeah, it's like that. I have always been terrible at the fast strat with TMS. Because it's just like, for whatever reason, I have difficulty charging the Skyward Strike quickly enough to get the Skyward Stab in to stun him.
Alright, flow on, go mode.
Yep, getting his Emerald Tablet. Doing a bunch of hops for joy, I assume.
Next 10, 15 minutes. It'll be interesting to see if Harm snipes Flow, but as long as it's not third seed Harm with 100 points.
Yeah, because imagine if Harm won this, he would have got 100 points and would have sniped everyone except Jim and Yao.
Yeah. By joining the tournament later than the tournament was supposed to be able to be joined.
Yep.
But we did get a qualifier out of it, so.
Yeah. Very nice.
It'll be interesting to see where he places. There's definitely a lot of room to place.
Yeah.
And Floha does have a Tantalus skip setup file, so we should be seeing that now.
Anyone in chat saying the first time we've had a tablet going, but yeah, honestly, yeah, just straight up. Well, actually, was my first qualifier. I think my first qualifier might have been Tablet Go mode. I think actually. Now I think about it.
Like the winter tourney qualifier?
No, this one, SpeedGaming. First qualifier.
You just don't see that very often in general. I was
Yeah.
you were talking about overall. It is nice though, because it does mean that you're never gonna be searching Farron. It's a good 100 score. Where does that put you? 64.
I think I have the thing up, by the way. I think it looks like it puts 64 at 6th seed, so bopping Jaznix down to 7th.
Yeah, I was just looking at that. Yeah. It's interesting because like Jazzix was saying he didn't necessarily want to run this qual because he thought he was happy with where he was, and then it bumped him down a position.
He got bopped.
Yeah. So now he's in a position where he has to face gymnasts in
I'm sure you were very happy about that.
I believe. Yeah, I guess. Now I don't have to face Jaznix in quarterfinals.
It'll be an interesting bracket for sure. And once Harm finishes and Floha finishes, we'll know.
Yeah, I think that if you want to avoid average link, the death seeds are 8, 9, 4, and 5. Which currently because currently Jaznix avoids quite nicely with 7th seed, but you know, Jaznix has to face Gymnast.
I'm 4 and I face him in my second match if I win my first.
Yeah.
It's a lot shorter of a bracket than I thought because it's only 3 wins to winners finals.
Yeah. Well, it's only a 12-person bracket.
2 wins to winners finals.
Alright, so Flo is doing tentacle skip basically. I believe he did that right.
Yeah, that looks good.
So he'll be finishing hopefully shortly.
He did drop off his cursed medal, so he won't have it.
Yeah. So he'll be able to get fairies and stuff.
Yeah, I was so glad that my curse medal, or that like I got the curse medal with a full pouch.
Yeah,
because I was like, I was about to be super frustrated with getting it, and then
got the pouch. He got the pouch on the chandelier in Lumpy Pumpkin, and because of that, he got curse medal.
Oh yeah, I mean, I saw the pouch. I was like, I'm definitely not gonna need this, and just laughed. But yeah,
and I made like a one-off joke, like, oh, but what if he gets curse medal, he'll regret getting that pouch, and it happened. It happened. I also made a joke about Metro being Baron. My words had an uncanny power this scene. I'd be interested to know if there was a Metro Baron hint, because there were 5 hint stones that never got checked.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it was interesting. Like, I think I only count 3 Way of the Hero hints that I found to the entire seed.
There's Academy.
Okay, Flo just got wrecked.
Oh, 4. Caves, Village, Academy, Thunderhead.
Mines Baron was incredible.
Yeah, I was super glad to see that hint.
Yeah.
Because it's not often that you get a Baron hint that lets you just, like, skip like, such a time-consuming region. Like, half the time you get, like, I mean, I guess Village Baron, like, when you get a Village Baron hint, like, I guess, like, being able to skip the whole cleaning crystals is nice, but oftentimes you get, like, Volcano Summit Baron on the, hint stone inside of Volcano Summit.
Oh, I got Sansi Baron in the shipyard.
I saw that.
Yeah.
Pain.
Like, game, stop doing this. It's like the 3rd time you give me an awful hint like this. I think I also recently saw a Lake Floria Baron hint in the Lake Floria hint zone, although that wasn't nearly as bad because you normally enter from that side anyway.
Yal. That was one of Yal's seeds recently. Really nice hints this seed though.
Mm.
Especially right at the start. Like it just told you caves, go to caves, mine's barren. That's perfect to get right at the start.
Alright, so yeah, again, Flo optionally getting sub 220 here. If you can do a really spicy end game, maybe worse. We'll see.
He does have True Master Sword. It always makes it a little easier.
Yep. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that was a super early True Master Sword, too.
Is that TMS any percent record or TMS percent? Or
I think it was like from the 30x or 40x, but I'll have to see. Looked like a Master Sword record, honestly, but I don't know. I'll have to try me again.
Yeah, like, I mean, even Master Sword, I feel like I've seen, like, maybe Yal had a seed where he got TMS earlier,
I think Yal had
but...
a 28 or something. I've had a 28. I think Yal might have had something a little shorter than
I know I've had a 2-minute White Sword, where there was White Sword on, I think, Fledger Owlin and in Goddess Statue, so that was
awesome.
a thing.
I think I vaguely remember that seed. That may have been a reseed of at one point.
I think so. I can't remember. It was. I want to say, yeah. Can't remember if it's recent or not, but it was. I know that happened to the A seed where it's like White Sword in 2 minutes. But yeah, Master Sword, I don't know.
The Nightmare seed that I posted a while back that had 2 hard required trials and 2 logically required ones. Was I got Master Sword in 20 something minutes in that seed because there were 2 on Skyloft and 1 on Great Tree. Be interested to know if this was a TMS record though, because that was really fast.
Flo having a bit of trouble with the harp, but getting it quite nicely.
I gotta go use the bathroom real quick. I will be back shortly.
Cool. Hey, Flo, healing up a little bit. I don't know if he. Don't know if he did get a fairy or not. I would assume he did as he's saving. Yeah, preparing for the Horde fight, which is not easy. Yes, yeah, CJ. It's very likely that yeah, Jaznix went from facing me in the winners quarterfinals to Gymnast. I mean, I know Jasnix is definitely confident against me, and I think he said he's somewhat confident against Jim, so... I don't know if he really cares. I think he's just happy that he avoided average Link in the winner's bracket. At least until the winner's finals. But yeah.
It's interesting how, like, the person to avoid in the winter tourney was Jim, and now in this tourney, the person to avoid is Yao.
Yeah. I feel like Jasnix is a little bit quite confident in general. Like, I don't know. I mean, obviously, obviously, you know, I feel a bit, you know, threatened by him saying, "Yeah, I can beat you easily, boy. I beat you in the bronze match last time." But yeah, no. It's yeah. I mean, I don't know. We'll see. I mean, I know Jasnix has definitely been getting better. So, Flo just missing hold skip, so he's gonna have to do the oh, yeah. I don't know. It's hard. Four skip is hard. Yeah. But yeah.
We've had a few upsets here in qualifiers. I think namely...
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
I think namely me and Mirage over Jasnix. I think that's a really big
Oh,
one.
yeah. Yeah. Oh, yeah, Mirage is... no, Mirage is only like 0.4 points behind Jasnix, actually. So he's gonna be AC.
Yep.
Actually, oh yeah, Mirage is probably likely gonna face Average Link in winners quarterfinals. I think. Yeah. So he good matchup again.
Upsets, always a lot of fun. It'll be exciting to see.
Yeah, and yeah, to CJ in the chat, yes, CJ versus Raid is definitely going to be very interesting match. I think. I think this is full of interesting matches actually.
Mm-hmm.
Like we've got what is it? We got a likely repeat of this like the me versus Jim match from the semifinals last time. You know, Yalu's likely gonna just tear through the winners bracket. And yeah, I love interesting message. Yeah, Pac-Man asking in chat, how is the bracket gonna be determined? Yeah, it's just standard 12-player double elimination. It's basically when you remove. I'm gonna not talk about the prelim matches because they're just fucking complicated. But I will say that it's first seed plays 8 seeds, second seed plays 7 seeds, third seed plays 6 seed, and there's one I'm missing on, isn't it? Yeah, 4th seed plays 5th seed, basically. When you get to winners quarters, although this can change with the with the matches before. I'm just saying that.
Yeah, you know, maybe CJ's match against 12th place goes incredibly terribly, and then CJ runs through losers and wins the whole thing through losers.
Oh no, actually, no, CJ is against. Yeah, he's against 12th seed, I think. Yeah, that's what I mean. Is that it can change depending on how the round 1 matches go. But that's how it's like meant to be seeded anyway. I know. This will all be clear when the bracket is all released or something.
On Flow, don't get bullied here.
DJ and Jazz saying Zeld scares you. Yeah. Honestly, I mean, Zeld's... He knows I think he knows a decent amount about the game. Again, he like told Raid about how, you know, just die on Skylove.
He knows weird stuff. Like, stuff that he knows things that I don't know, but simultaneously doesn't know some, like, basic bit stuff.
Yeah.
I know exactly why. It's because he watches speedruns and he knows a lot of stuff from watching a bunch of speedruns.
Yeah. Just kind of random things, yeah. Honestly, in a weird way, Zeld reminds me of myself when I started. Ah, come on, slow dying at Graham. Yeah. I feel like Zeld has a lot of potential if he keeps at it, honestly.
Hopefully the recent losses won't get him down. I know that he was expecting a 2nd place pretty soon, but
Yeah, hopefully it doesn't get him down. He's improving a
Yeah.
lot faster than I did, so.
Yeah. Funny how Flo basically survived the entirety of Horde and then just dies at Girim. Like,
Girahim
first
does not
punch.
drop hearts.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the thing is, like, at least the dying at the beginning of Girahim 3 is a lot less punishing than dying at the end of Horde.
Yeah. Like, as Senra says in chat, at least Girim gives you a checkpoint. At least he has decency.
Nice serenade for Girahim. For giving him a checkpoint. As long as he takes it slow, he should be fine. He's got a shield and true master sword. Like this is some buying a shield in any % get up.
So I just have word that SpeedGaming 4 has raided this channel with a party of 39. Welcoming everyone from that. This is just catching the tail end of Skyward Sword Randomizer. The last qualifier, the sixth qualifier. Been very interesting, definitely, with how it's turned out. Many runners have made some very aggressive and weird plays. Some have paid off, some have not. But yeah, it's been very interesting.
Either way, we never saw Farron.
Yeah, honestly. It was go mode Emerald Tablet, which happens, like, never.
Because both runners need Fire Sanctuary out of Logic. Now,
Yeah.
logically, you would have gone to Fanship to get Myth first, but... Yeah, no. Screw Myths. Fire Sanctuary. This is no Myths allowed.
Oh, did Floha find the other pyramids?
No, but it has to be on Fanship. Or Linear.
Or in
Trial.
Farron.
As close as it can be.
It could be in Farron, yeah.
It could have been Farron. You're right.
In fact, like that's kind of what I had kind of figured. Like once I kind of saw the layout of the seed, was just that.
I knew that there was a required item in Sandship or Linear Trial because that was all you had left. But it could have been Tablet and then Myths. I forgot about that. Because Myths
Okay.
is unrequired.
Flow entering into Demise, likely gonna finish up some point soon. Yeah. Honestly, yeah, very interesting seed. I liked it. I liked watching it at least. Very, very interesting as a spectator and a commentator.
Yeah. Well, managing to put on a pretty solid performance at the end game here too.
Yeah, honestly, yeah. And also, yeah, and again, for a lot of the entire race, there are a lot of points where Floa was and could have been ahead, but I think that the items just, like, the aggressive plays he made, like, were either too early or just didn't work out for the seed, and for the, like, with the opposite side on 64, like, he made a lot of aggressive plays that really worked out for him, so.
Yeah, no,
There's
like
that.
I was saying, he had Harp before even going to Volcano Summit, so if he grabbed that sea chart and then just went to Sandship, at that point, he was done. He was go. Oh, Floha dying.
Flow dying. Unfortunate. It's very easy to die or Demise in second phase, because he does, like, 4 hearts of damage. It's insane.
Yeah, so if you respawn and then take any damage at all, Demise will...
I could see Flows on the face cam, like, really? Really, bro? Did I have to do that?
Yeah, I think having the face cam for these races makes it really interesting because you get to see people's reactions to things a lot more easily than the classic, like, runner dropping a bomb onto a check that they didn't like.
I don't know, one of them's a little funnier.
Yeah. Definitely looks like Flo's having a bit of a trouble with Demise, but I mean, you know, Demise always be like that.
I think it was Harm versus Jaznix. Jaznix got the required item on Beatrice and bombed her house like twice. He didn't just stop it on one, he just kept putting bombs down. Yeah,
there was a qualifier from the last tournament where I I failed a Skyloft trial at the very end, had to redo it all for a junk item, and then I like put 3 bombs like in a triangle around the trial gate after.
There was the I think it was a weekly where caves had there was a Baron in 4 caves in caves. No, Floha.
His shield broke as well, so you have to do this shieldless, yeah. SpeedGaming 3 also has rated this channel with 41. Yeah, welcome in.
3. How you doing?
Again, at the end of Skyward Sword Randomizer qualifier, the 6th one, the final one. Been very interesting, and also, yeah.
Oh, Floha opting to go get a fairy. Or maybe a shield.
Oh, shield, yeah, honestly, fair enough. This fight is hard. It's hard shieldless, and if you're like not practiced at it, you can waste very long time. So yeah, it makes sense, yeah.
Like it's hard for me to know the other way because I've never learned any shieldless strats, but you know, I can imagine if I had to do it with a shield, I'd die for sure.
Yeah. I know Flo is definitely a runner from pre-RBM days, and in pre-RBM days you always used to get a shield, and so you know, like yeah. Oh yeah, Han can very well snipe this right now.
I checked race time right about when we saw 64 finish, so I don't actually know yet.
Pac-Man and Chess saying no shield is either. Well, not really if you haven't practiced the strats. I guess that's the thing, and also
like if you don't know the strats, like I can't do shield strats. When I try and do shield strats, because in my mind it's it's easy, just use the shield. I die because I spin attack and get hit.
Yeah, and again, as I was saying, like Flo is someone who is very used to the shield, and so, you not using a shield is kind of unless you're able to read the fight and make split-second decisions, it's like not something that's easy to do unless you're well practiced at it. So yeah, we're gonna see a slight detour here, but this is better than Flo bashing his head against Levi's for the next like half an hour.
Demise, I have seen it take half an hour with me, with Zelds, with Harm. you can just throw. If you keep throwing yourself at him, you will be here for.
It's a punishing fight. It's a punishing fight if you don't have like full control over Link's movement and/or
you don't understand the fast strats. You don't have them practiced. And our top runners still die to Demise every now and then. It happens. It's
can relate.
My favorite comment on race time is Battle Cats. Oh no, Ha! I threw Ha! Right below Yowls. We were going to win, and then Battle Cats died to Demise.
Yeah, that was fun.
Yeah, well, that was the that was the co-op race that like had happened a while ago, and that was because Battle Cats decided he wanted to meme and try blindfold the Demise in a race that wasn't quite decided yet, and yeah, and then I sniped him by like 16 seconds.
Yeah, or the race where I got hit once in Demise, and Kit Kat wasn't racing at the time, but he did the seed later and beat me by 2 seconds.
Yeah.
Oh, if you had been in the race and got that exact time, I would have been over the moon with anger. Like lost because I forgot to backflip in phase 2. Incredible.
Yeah, it's funny how a lot like the close matches have happened all like either offline or unofficial. Like there's the 2-second me victory against you, but there's also the 4-second victory against average Link that happened a while back, which is again completely
yeah, because he was
unofficial.
racing, but he wasn't in the race room.
Yeah, it was meant to be kind of like a solo like me versus Deer. I guess grudge match, but not really.
My favorite part about that race was that Deer was the first one to hoard.
Was it? Oh yeah. That was a weird race, honestly.
I wish Deer was in the tournament, but not everyone can make it.
Yeah, I mean,
Or-
people got stuff to do. Yeah.
Mhm. Well, we should have a finalized bracket pretty soon after this race ends.
Yeah. Also, because I learned how to do this, I'll actually be making tournament odds soon because I think that statistics are cool, and yeah, I'll like put them out at some point in Scouts or Discord.
Ah, yes. 4th seed with a 1% chance.
I say some point soon. I say in like a few hours because I'll probably just go to bed after this. But yeah, Floha still having trouble with it. It's. I mean, what can we say? Shields are dumb. I mean, I in part blame Nintendo as they put the same. They put rolling and shield bashing on the exact same thing. Yeah, Senra is saying his nunchuck is probably dumb. Yeah, honestly, his nunchuck's been acting up a little bit. Honestly, yeah, Nintendo did this, and they didn't even fix it with SD. They still mapped the exact same controls.
And spin attacks, like if you don't have the memory to stop swinging your Wii remote when you're trying to shield dash, you're just gonna spin attack. Like that.
Like, come on, Flo, you can finish this out, or not. Yeah, you could. He's annoyed. Understandably, I'd probably be annoyed. There we are. The shield's working. Barely. Okay, first phase. Yes.
I gotta get a webcam before the tournament.
I'm having a heart attack. Flo, please just kill this dude. Please.
Alright.
GG.
Good game.
Flo with a time of 2 hours, 31 minutes and 3 seconds, beating Harm. Harm, unfortunately, coming last place. Okay, because both runners have finished, we can kind of do spoils, right? So, the stream had a 15-minute delay, so actually the time of the race now is in real time right now, we are 2 hours 47 minutes in, and Harm is still not finished, so
Ooh.
he might have gone wrong somewhere. I don't know. He's Harm. Yeah. But we may or may not be seeing Flo for interview.
Hello.
But yeah, look, very fun seed, at least to watch. I don't know how fun it was to play, but yeah, I think again it just kind of came down to a lot of weird, like just a lot of like decisions, I guess.
Why don't we ask 64? How fun was it to play?
I mean, I feel like I would have had, like, I feel like the seed, like, honestly, it was kind of a fun seed. It just, it probably would have been a little better had I not died to the double Azalfos fight, because that kind of
It's fun.
is probably where my routing started to kind of get
At least
weird.
you didn't have to go back for those checks. Hello, Floha.
The dude is here.
GG.
GG.
All right, so Flo, what's your initial thoughts on the seed, by the way?
The scene was very interesting. It was not bad actually. It's just Emerald Tableau was kind of in a weird spot, I guess.
Yeah, Go Mode Emerald Tablet is very rare, but it was this seed basically.
I was almost afraid. I was almost scared that the Emerald Tablet could be on Angelo's Heart container. Because all my remaining checks were in Sandship. I knew that there had to be something in Sandship, like either Mids or Hook Beetle, which lead me to which
Dodged a
led me to
bullet on
more
Hook
stuff
Beetle.
in Fire Sanctuary.
You dodged a bullet on Hook Beetle, Floha. It was in Bottle Chest in Fire Sanctuary, and you didn't grab it during the pit warp.
Yeah, I don't know the setup for that.
Oh,
But,
it was,
uh,
I mean, you dodged a bullet because Hook Beetle was there, and like 64,
Completely
if you grabbed
useless.
it, you probably would have completely useless. You would have grabbed 4 useless checks.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, logically, if you think about it, it makes sense because logically you need digging mids for that, and
Mm-hmm.
they were probably in Farron, I guess.
Yeah, no one
Or
got any dig
in
mids
Sandship.
or mog mids. I mean.
Yeah, they had to be in Sandship, I guess.
Yeah.
In Farron.
Yeah, I think that the biggest way how you lost time was just that a lot of your decisions, like especially a lot of your aggressive decisions early on, kind of cost you. Like I think the most notable one was I think early on you chose to not do early. You chose not to do the desert, and instead just go straight to Sandsea and just do
Yeah,
caves
that
and then
would've
go
been
back to
fine.
Skyloft.
That would have been fine if you never went back to desert, though. But because you ended up going back, like you did save a lot of time in a lot of ways early on, but you skipped things and then went back for them, which took
Yeah.
you had a lead and then you kept going back for the things that you skipped to give you the lead.
Yeah.
I think that on the contrary, 64, especially towards the end, made a lot of really good aggressive plays that really played like any kind of in his like advantage, I guess. So I think that I noticed how
By a hatred of Tantalus, he made the correct choice.
I also noticed how you kind of really followed the Malara way of the hero, which was bomb bag out of everything it could have been.
Yeah, I was thinking. So I was thinking. Okay, I know bombs are way of the hero. So where do I go with these bombs? Like I was thinking, what do bombs do for me right now? And it was basically it had to be skippers or like the secret passageway. But I'm pretty sure it was skippers and the scale. So I was pretty sure that the scale had to lead to something.
Yeah, wasn't what was on third small key or chest behind Bramble Wall in Fire Sanctuary? Was that a key?
Small key.
Yeah,
Small
that was
key,
a small
okay.
key.
So
That was
that-
the-
Bombs could
I
have been
think-
way of the hero for that.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
bomb bag was way of the hero for that. I think that's what I determined.
yeah,
It
I
was
guess.
also way of the hero
But
for scale.
Because sometimes you can get a little like misled by that, where
Oh wait. No, it wasn't way of the hero for scale. I'm wrong. Because Hook Beetle could have replaced that, even though Hook Beetle was locked behind 100,000 things.
I mean, scale itself was way
Yeah.
the hero.
Yeah, but it was hinted, so there was no Sandsea way of the hero hint.
Yeah.
yeah, it was also interesting. Like there were we only found, or I only found 4 of the way of the hero hints.
I
Because
want to know if Petro is Baron, if that was hinted somewhere, because he was Baron.
Yeah.
yeah, well,
what was
probably
actually the Academy way of the hero?
There was Academy, Village, Cave.
Oh, that was Keepies. No, not Key. I keep saying Keepy. Cave's Key.
I completely forgot about that one. Completely forgot that all of them had Cave's Key.
Oh, that's why you rushed back to Colin's letter when you got the harp.
Yeah, I was thinking like, what was? I always forget about Academy way of the hero. Like,
Yeah. Well, I mean, Academy's at the first.
it's always because it's right at the beginning. You don't really remember all the stuff you get right at the beginning, and then you're like, did I already get that? I don't think so. And then you're like, might as well go back.
Yeah, I mean, I knew I had resolved that way of the hero, but still, like, I decided to check Colin's letter anyways when I got the harp because I was basically right there, and I again was like, if Emerald Tablet's there, I want to be able to do Tantalus skip. So that was my reasoning for that.
It's a good reasoning, and it paid off for it too.
Mm.
Because I mean, the worst case scenario was you got Emerald Tablet in Sandship and then ended up looking in Farron for
the harp.
Yeah.
Yeah, so yeah, no, definitely a very cool seed. Again, kind of played to I had a really good time with like specific choices, at least on 64's end. And yeah, gonna be very interesting to see how all of this will affect the seeding as well.
Yeah, I think I needed like something like 76 points in this race, which I don't think I've gotten.
You got 70.
Yeah, I
You
don't think.
are-
Yeah,
you are
that's not
spot on,
enough.
Zelds.
It's close. It's close, but I
Mm.
don't have them.
You need another 18. You needed like an 88 to pass Zelds.
Oh, really that much? I thought I had calculated that it's only like 76 or something like that, but might have
76
calculated
maybe.
that wrong. Oh well.
Maybe
Yeah, that one
56.
race unfortunately threw me off extremely.
Well, there's still a chance that Harm places lower than you.
True, that is there. But
Yeah. No, yeah, but very interesting, and yeah, honestly, yeah, brackets very soon.
Also that the mice was such a big debate. Like
Oh my god.
he
Yeah.
really wanted me to like
Yeah.
lose
Suffer.
all kinds of time I could get.
He was like, "You want to win now? I'm gonna take your shield away or whatever."
Yeah, also it didn't really help that my nunchuck did not register any of my didn't want to register my shield bashes.
Yeah,
Like,
we all
I
saw that
was
very
trying
clearly.
to shake my nunchuck and the game was like, huh? Did you say something? Sorry.
We all saw that very clearly. How you didn't like how your nunchuck was misreading your input.
Yeah, that was fun.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Fun seed. Pretty cool qualifiers. Pretty cool seeding by everyone else, and yeah, gonna be cool.
Yeah,
I
gonna
can't
be
wait
cool.
to see the bracket.
Yeah,
Can't
I
wait
think
to see
that's
the percentages. I can't
Right,
wait
oh,
to immediately be lined up against CJ, then yell if I beat CJ.
yeah.
Oh man, it's gonna be a fun
Definitely gonna be a bunch of we were talking about this earlier, but there are going to be a bunch of cool matchups. But yeah, I think that's it. Yeah, you guys got any closing words? Because I think that's about it.
GG's, go harm, finish strong, and yeah, that's about it.
Oh yeah,
I
I'm
would
still racing.
finish with a time that puts you below 51 points so that you're not last seed. All right.
That's what you said.
Okay. All right. I think that's it from us.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it.
See ya.
Yeah.